What is up, my love? Today we're gonna focus on this one, which is the Taupe palette. Looks like this, super pretty. And I'm also trying a new product which is from Hard Candy, and it reminds me so freaking much of the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Putty Primer. Looks like this. It literally almost the same. I'm testing out these today. Anyways, my loves, let's get right into it. Alright, my love, so as always, I'm starting with primer, priming the eyelids to make sure I have a nice even canvas and my skin color is not peeking through. Moving forward, I'm gonna go start with the palette that we're using today. This is part of the mini collection by Juvias Place. They're mini palettes. They're like 4 or 5. I'm not even sure anymore. I know there's quite a few of them. This is part of the collection. I'm going to be using the Taupe palette today, and I'm starting with the second row, the first shade on the palette. This is going to be our main color that's going to help transition other colors. Next, I'm moving forward to the second shade, also sticking to the second row, the second shade, and I'm going to start adding that color right on the outer corners of the eyes, also kind of implementing it into that first shade all over the crease, but mainly focusing that color on the outer corners, as you can see here, and just like diffusing it with a fluffy brush onto the crease, and of course blowing it out. You guys know I just love to blow out the looks, and I'm going back and forth with only these 2 shades, as you can see here, and I'm using the same brush. These brushes, I believe, are the Pretty Bar, no longer available, I don't think, but you can find similar quality on eBay, Amazon as well. Do Color is a very nice brand that you can find on Amazon, as well as Jessup brushes, super affordable and work amazing. I'm moving on to a different palette now, just because I wanted something darker and something a little bit more dramatic. I completely forgot that I was supposed to be doing a soft glam, but that's not me, and I always just go overboard. Anyways, I'm moving to the Chocolates palette. This has a lot of really beautiful deep chocolate tones, and I'm using the first row, third shade on the palette, adding that on the outer corners of the eyes, implementing it and bringing it onto the crease once again, just to make sure I add a little bit more dimension, more depth into this look, and it's just overall it's gonna add a little bit more drama. And I'm going back and forth with the same shades that I started with on the Taupe palette, just to make sure I blend that crease and that crease doesn't look harsh, and it just overall blends really nicely. I definitely did a really bad job on blending the outer edges of that look at the end, but overall, you guys, I really like how it turned out. So let's go ahead and go on to our lower lashes now. A little bit of concealer, add it onto the lower lashes and blended it in with a sponge, just to make sure there's no harsh line and you don't blend it out down all the way to your cheeks. It's going to set and it's going to be super hard to blend out later on, and you're gonna have probably a harsh looking line. I'm adding the same colors on my lower lashes. You can see it here, kind of blowing it out, making everything just come together and blend together. All right, you guys, so pretty much the eyes are done. Obviously, we're going to do some cut crease, because you guys know it's not a video, it's not an eye look if I don't have a cut crease. And for that, I'm actually going to be using this MakeupRevolution cut crease case canvas. It's completely white. This is in the shade Halo, so it's just literally a white shade. I look insane, I feel like. And you guys, I like to start basically right here on the hollow of my eyes. And one trick you can do is just literally tapping it instead of trying to cut the crease at the same time. Since I do have experience, I usually just go in and cut the crease right away, and it's easy for me because I do follow the hollow of my eyes right there, which makes it even easier. So if you have hooded eyes, just go ahead and create a whole new crease above your cut crease, because usually hooded eyes people just have the lid just like hanging, if that makes any sense. You guys, I was a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too confident today, and this is... And you guys, I'm just going back with that to the Chocolates palette. I'm going to be going in with this shade right here, just to fix a little bit of the cut crease that I did. I don't like how they turned out. They a little bit wobbly, they don't look the same, so I just want to like just take away a little bit and make it look a bit more even, a bit more alike. So I'm just going to focus that dark shade right on the outer corners right here, like. And I'm also gonna go back to this Taupe palette and use this shade right here, which I really like. It's more like a silver. It's like that. I really love this shade. It looks so freaking stunning. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with that one. These are the 3 shimmers in this palette. This one is more like a rosy pink. It has more like a rose finish. Then we have this one, which has a golden finish, and then this one has more metallic silver finish. So, and that's the one we're gonna go in with. I think I'm gonna use my fingers. It has like a silvery metallic finish, but it also has like purple reflex. It's such a pretty shade. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna continue applying this. It almost looks wet, you guys. And I'm applying that exactly where I cut the crease, that white opening that I had there, and gonna blend that into the outers. Not too much, not too much. But you guys, this shade, it is beautiful. Like, wow. It really does look a bit wet on the lid. Really, really beautiful metallic finish. Like look at that. That is stunning. And now I'm gonna go into the taupe palette right here using this shade in the middle to just diffuse that shade and blend it into that darker, dark deep chocolate that we applied on the outer corners. And I'm also gonna dust a little bit more underneath here. That same shade, just using a fluffier brush. And you guys, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of black just to make this a lot more dramatic. I was supposed to do actually a soft glam and sis. That did not work out with me, but I'm just adding the tiniest bit already very close to the lash line. And in the outer corners, focusing right here, just literally tapping motions. And of course, you guys, I have to add a little bit of glitter just because this look wouldn't be a look without this glitter. You guys kind of see the effect already just on its own, but I want to add a little bit more because we're already there, so might as well just finish the job. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and use a drugstore glitter primer, which actually works really well. This is by Hard Candy and it's their Glitter Stay Popping Pigment. It does come in a little tube like this one. I just take a tiny little bit and apply it in the areas that I'm going to be obviously applying glitter. And I'm gonna go ahead and add that glitter right here. Not necessarily in the entire eye, but mainly on this area right here. And this definitely just add a little bit more of that extra effect. If you don't like too much or looking too heavy, definitely skip this step and go on to lashes or even mascara if you like. So I'm just gonna add a little tiny bit on the back here, as you can see. And that's just add a little bit more to this whole entire look. And by the way, if you're looking for an affordable glitter primer, whatever you want to call it, this one works really, really good, you guys. Like this one, it's nice and a little bit goes a long way. Like you saw how little I needed and I still have leftovers here in both eyes. I really, really want to add a wing. And you guys, for lashes, I went in with these lashes right here, which are Tata Lashes in the style Abigail. Absolutely love them. I'm not sure if that's the style because I probably just misplaced them. Not sure. Our waterline, I do want to add some colors. I think I'm going to go for something like this because you kind of do have a hues of purples. So I'm going to do a gel liner by Colourpop. This is their shade Amethyst Hour. Anyway, you guys, now let's go on to the face. I'm going to do a little fast forward. We definitely have a new product right here. This is the Smoothing Primer Balm by Hard Candy. This has a creamy texture that helps minimize pores. It's supposed to glide on. It's supposed to hydrate your skin. It's supposed to help with texture and just smooth out that canvas. Let's go ahead and put this on. It definitely reminds me a lot of that e.l.f. putty primer, like the same packaging, everything. Let me go ahead and get it. This is the e.l.f. putty primer and this is the Hard Candy Smoothing Primer Balm. Kind of have the same, reminds me a lot of this right here, which is super, super affordable, but this is also a very affordable brand. And you guys, this is the inside. I don't like the smell of it. It smells like makeup. I like this. That doesn't have a smell at all. The e.l.f. doesn't, it barely, you don't smell anything, which I really, really like, but this has smell to it. I don't know if it's because it's new or what, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this in my face to see the textures, to see how it works. I'd be so scared to use my hands whenever I'm using glitter because I'm like, most likely that glitter is not gonna go away. Ooh, you guys, I actually really like the texture of this. It feels really nice and it definitely reminds me a lot of the texture of the e.l.f. primer too. Whoa. It reminds me a lot, only that this one feels thicker than this one. This one feels way lighter, silicone-y I would say, but it also feels very, very hydrating. So I don't know, let's go ahead and see how this works for my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it all over the face. I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to primers that do have silicone in them. I feel like they're just no bueno, especially when you have oily skin. Things tends to like slipper around, especially throughout the day when you start like getting oily. it's just not it, honey. But I really like this feeling of this one because it feels very nice and hydrating for my skin, which I do have dry skin, dehydrated skin actually, which means I do get oily because my skin is so dehydrated. It's trying to compensate for that dryness, and it does produce some oil. But other than that, so I put this all over my face, and I really like how my skin is looking as well, you guys. I feel like I have a very nice even texture. And since we're already using Juvias Place, might as well just continue using their product. I'm going to be using their I Am Magic foundation, velvety matte foundation. I'm a little scared right now because this foundation is super thick, as you guys can see. Like, it has a very nice texture. It doesn't look good on everyone, I gotta say that right off the bat, just because of how heavy it is. But we shall see how this looks on this primer. So far the primer made my skin feel really nice. It looks really good. I wonder how it will wear. So I'm just applying a little tiny bit like so. And I'm also using my Juvias Place foundation brush, which I really love, but haven't used in a minute just because I haven't washed my brushes. But I love this brush. Okay, so far everything is looking nice. I don't feel like it's giving me texture or anything. I do feel like my skin is looking very matte. Yeah, for me to use this foundation, I definitely have to hydrate properly. If not, my skin is gonna look extra freaking matte today. But the coverage, you guys, is amazing. This color, definitely not for me, but we shall see. We should fix it in a bit. You guys, so far the foundation, the primer, it's making my foundation look really nice. Like, it looks really smooth and even, so I'm not mad about that. I'm just really hating the color right now. I'm actually gonna go on with their stick foundation in the shade Manila, and these are meant to be used even for as concealer, contour, and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna basically add a little bit of this foundation on top, kind of even out this color because it's looking insane right now. I have tried this contour stick for as concealer, and I'm not the biggest fan of it just because it's definitely a little bit more matte than I would like it to be. So as you can see, we went ahead and fixed that foundation shade real quick and made it into almost our shape for our contour now. That was looking a little bit too yellow. But overall, you guys, my foundation is looking nice and neat. I'm gonna add a little bit of this Maybelline Fit concealer because I want a little bit more brighter. I want a brighter under eye. I just love that brightness. It just makes the makeup look a little bit more like extra. If it was my everyday kind of look, I would not have gone for this, but since this is a more dramatic look, I am going for all of it. And I'm also using this contour stick by Juvias Place in the shade Cameroon to contour. And then for my nose, I like just to take a little tiny bit with a brush it on the back of my hand, and then go into my nose. I'm gonna start blending in that contour first and then move on to my concealer. I like to let my concealer sit for a little bit just to kind of adhere to my under eye, and the color is going to appear a bit brighter. It's a technique that a lot of makeup artists do to achieve that brighter under eye, and it works great, by the way. But overall, you guys, my makeup is looking on fleek. Everything is looking so beautiful, so nice. I should definitely do a video using all of my favorite products, including my brushes, just because I have so many favorites at the moment. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with this brush by Real Technique, which is my favorite one, to diffuse concealer. It is, oh my god, my favorite thing ever. So as you can see, we have a much brighter under eye now. And of course, now it's just like to go back and just really melt that into the skin. It also helps getting rid of any excess product as well. And now you can really see how everything is pretty much just melted in together. I'm definitely gonna go back with that nose thing because, girl, my nose is like my hardest. By the way, these brushes that I'm using are from Shamus A, I'm sorry. They're like $1 and change. Very affordable and work amazing. And I'm actually gonna go in with this blush, which I've been absolutely loving as well, you guys. It is pretty new to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that as well. I think I used it on my last video, and I just really like the tone. Once you blend it in, of course, it's gonna be a little bit more sheer, so I just like to put a little tiny bit. This is actually a lot right now. This is in cinnamon sugar, and I just like to blend that into my bronzer as well. And then I just go in with my sponge and make sure it just melts in. This color might have not been the best for this look. And that primer, sis, is looking like it's lit. I definitely need to use it a little bit more because my first time trying it on. And of course, now we're gonna go on with a Beauty Bakery. Now that we're finished with all of our cream products, Beauty Bakery Flour Setting Powder. I'm gonna go ahead and set the under eyes like so. I will suggest, especially if you crease a lot, to leave your concealer for last, because you want to make sure you set right after the application. This is going to ensure that you don't have any creases on your under eye, because once you put powder and you already have creasing, you're setting that crease. So usually I do like to start with my contour and then leave my concealer for last for that reason, because I do have creases underneath my eyes. And of course, make sure you set your whole entire face, even with the lightest bit of powder. I'm gonna be using this right here. Absolutely love that, you guys, because of this color right here. It is so freaking stunning. But today I think I'm gonna go mix these two right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Luxie brush. This is the 520 taper face brush. Absolutely love this for blush. I'm gonna go ahead and tap this in here into the face, into my did I just apply too much? And just like that, we have more color into our skin, make it look nice and pretty. And then sticking to that affordable category, I'm also going in with the Belgian Waffle. I absolutely love this palette. I'm gonna go into this right here, well, cinnamon actually, and just bronze out the face a little bit more, especially my forehead, because it's like we need it all. Yes. And our face is pretty much looking beat. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara, and we all go on to the lips. I'm gonna go ahead and marinate just everything with this Maybelline Glass Spray, which I really like. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with Juvias Place Luxe Lip Liner in the shade Lush. And then I'm going to top that off with this gloss by the House of Glitter, which I really like because it looks natural. Anyway, my love, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you guys like to see more makeup looks, more dramatic makeup looks. You guys know I love dramatic looks, so if you guys are interested on that, please let me know, of course, because that helps a ton when you guys interact and let me know what you want. That makes it so much easier for me, instead of me just trying to figure out what the hell to do. But today, definitely, I really liking the primer, you guys. It just feels really nice. My foundation looks really good on top of it. I definitely have to test it out a little bit more just to see how it wears out throughout the day. The palette as well, I really like Juvia's Place quality. They can never do wrong. I feel like these could be a little bit more pigmented, honestly. I do love the shimmers in it. The shimmer, especially this one right here, it's on my lid today. It is so freaking stunning. They blend out really nice, and I don't have a problem with them. This is, again, part of their mini collection. These are 2 new additions. If you guys would like to see the pink, me using the pink, I'll have that on Tuesday. So yeah, babes, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments once again, or thumbs up. That also helps so much. Anyways, babes, I'll see you on my next one. Bye.